Tiende zaidi hapo.
The manager on this line is Glenn. Every 1 hour we expect to make about 250 phones. It tells you exactly how many are the input pieces, and I'll walk you through the cycle. How many then move on to be tested, and what the completion rate has been. So, for instance, this morning, 9% completion of the Neon Ray Ultra.
250.
So 250 was the target. We've had a 99% completion rate.
Okay.
Yes.
That is for today?
Just for that hour today, this
An
morning.
hour.
Yes.
Okay.
Our target, for example, on this line is 2,000 pieces per day. So we are running at the moment, because it's still a fairly new factory, we're running at the moment about 4,000 to 4,500 on average. We can get up to 6,000, which we hope as the team gets more units per day. And the factory can get up to about 10,000 a day. But for now, it's 4,000 as we ramp up production.
So the fact that it is moving means everybody has to work at the same speed.
Very good point, Your Excellency. Let me show you how it works. So
If you are a lazy person, you put them out.
you will be found out very quickly.
Because the phone will crowd at your,
Exactly.
at your spot.
The bottlenecks will come up very quickly.
Yes.
So, Excellency, you can see each person has a specific task. We trained, we now have as we continue to ramp them up, have trained them at a center. And it's been a process in terms of then the practical experience as they get more efficient and understand the process a lot better. So, Your Excellency, we'll start here. This is where the process starts. At we have houses that show how we break down the component parts, but they come from the stock keeping unit into this center here. At this point, the head, Glenn, is head of, and he now releases the component parts. So, Glenn, maybe you can explain this first piece.
Glenn, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Excellency.
Yes.
My name is Curtis Glenn. Process starts.
Yes.
The PCBA, otherwise known as the motherboard, starts here. We prepare it by fixing some parts. The next phase day, we're fixing a conductive foam that acts as a grounding. Electric current flowing on the PCBA requires grounding, right? And then you're fixing the heat sink. It draws electric current produce heat, right? So it draws the heat from the foam, so it doesn't get to heat. Okay, so then we proceed to the next phase.
Wow.
So, Your Excellency, we can take you down the line, yes,
It goes that way.
and come back down.
Okay.
So each part, so here, as Glenn has mentioned, is a PCBA, is the main housing, and the PCBA is put in. They have to put in some insulation because, of course, the PCBA is very delicate. That's why we have the chips and circuitry on it. So they put some insulation against it. That's also the black you see here as the insulation. Then the next component they put in, the first one they put in is a camera. So as you can see, we have several cameras on the phone. Perhaps you can explain this camera. Okay. this up. Exactly. Next, we come now the screws. So now you've noticed we just placed the pieces. Now we start fixing like the PCBA permanently onto the housing.
Oh, very good.
Then next comes up is the sub PCBA. This component, Your Excellency, has where the charger comes in and some circuitry, for example, on the voice and the audio. That then also has to be insulated because, again, it's going through the electrical circuitry.
So what is the turnover here in terms of hours? Every 8 hours?
We change the shifts every 8 hours. This, Your Excellency, is the connection between the PCBA and the main sub-PCBA and the main PCBA, but it's also carrying the charge. Some more screws. Some more screws, Your Excellency. Yeah.
Yes.
than what they have seen in other countries. Almost equivalent.
The advantage with our human capital. That's why we must invest.
Absolutely.
I was even saying this morning. Yeah. The money we spend in our education is actually an investment.
Yes.
So that's how we get.
Yeah. Like the lady who was teaching us in the testing, she studied economics.
Yes.
So I thought so that she has learned this from.
Okay. So, Your Excellency, we continue putting on the various parts. So we've put on the motor, you know, what vibrates when your phone rings. We've put on, furthermore, insulation, the camera housings. This, Your Excellency, is your antenna. This is your phone aerial.
Okay.
Right? So they now put it, connecting it from the main PCBA down to the sub PCBA, and then it's housed.
Ina clip ndani. Ukisikia ime clip ndio unajua iko sawa. Very good. So unafanya hiki ngapi kwa saa moja?
So, Your Excellency, once he's clipped it, the gentleman here then now, a ridge, right, which hides it. So you can see now it's hidden within that ridge. It then comes up here, moves the next level. So this is where the software parts start to kick in. So the ladies here now, and the gentleman now confirm visually okay, that the pieces are in the right place, the aerials in the right place, the screws are in the right place. Once she's satisfied visually, we'll check here. This is now where
Okay.
this is interesting.
Okay.
The gentleman can explain it. Okay. Then, Your Excellency, the process now moves more in towards the housing. So you can see the bottom housing is placed, that's covering the sub PCBA. The top housing that covers the PCBA comes here. And then, Your Excellency, we begin to screw them on tightly. So this is what the people are doing here. Your Excellency, these are the larger screws for the plastic housing components. But everything needs to be tightened down. This is where we have the robot. So the robot now does the small, tiny micro screws that you can see here. These are very difficult to do by. Okay. Your Excellency, another visual check that all the screws are in place and there's nothing loose from a phone perspective. We then test, these are test batteries. So we put in the batteries and SIM cards because there are a series of now software tests that need to happen. Which starting here is the
SIM card near testing.
Testing.
Okay.
Yes. It doesn't go out to the phone. And there's a point we recollect them at the back there. Okay. So this tests the pin and the software actually starts up from a phone perspective. This then goes into a specific set of tests that are set up by the software. So maybe, madam, you can explain the tests.
Check whether the version this phone is using is the current one.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the RF Kali test is for the antenna. You check whether the
antenna is working.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
working. And the RTC is for time.
Yes.
Whether the time in the system is running correctly. Yeah.
Okay.
The whole series of tests. Your Excellency, they test the voice that is actually working. this gentleman here probably has a record for the most selfies in the country, so he tests every phone that the camera is actually working. From a camera and recording perspective, the tests continue. Handset tests, what passes, what fails, that the headphone is working. Exactly.
Very good.
Your Excellency, as we head towards the end of the tests, you can see now this is where we take out and they get recycled back for use on that end. Same with the for testing. That's correct, Your Excellency. And then we do one more set of tests here. So we put in temporarily a battery just to test that the antenna and the GSM is working. Okay. Right.
Great.
And then, Your Excellency, more components. Now the lenses. Look at the back of your phone. The tiny little black round things are here. This is the glass cover, the glass protector you have on top of it. And then this lastly is some last circuitry around the buttons that you press on the sides. Once it's ready here, Your Excellency, it then now moves into quality control, which will show you doing the same thing, Your Excellency. So Your Excellency, so all the materials. So all the materials. All the materials, once they're ready, these now move on for testing. So the packing line starts here. So from the assembly, it goes into quality control, and we'll show you quality control in a moment. Okay.
Please, let's just allow one.
What does that
Hii umeandika J ni kumaanisha? Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyone, any company can tell us to produce for them.
Ah, okay.
You get so that so when you are talking about you are a bit hesitant because
Inafanya? Chukua gani hii? Moja hapa. Alafu naweka hii. Good. Ama nimepitisha.
Sawa. Ako na which marks out of
Try another one.
out of 10?
Yes.
Sorry.
It is magnetic.
Weke gani? Hapa hii.
Yes.
Very good. Oh, mpaka ifike mwisho eh?
Yeah.
Hata hii sikufikisha mwisho. Nimefikisha hapa. Haya.
Hapa.
Sawa.
Hapa tunafanya. Hapa tunafanya soldering. Yeah. Hii ni speaker.
Hii ni speaker.
Hii ni speaker. Hii ni DCBA. Sasa tunaweka positive hapa na negative hapa hii side. Sasa tunaichomelea. Tunaichomelea hapa.
Okay.
Chukua hii.
Tunachomelea the other side.
Tunachomea na hii.
Oh, unaweka soldering hapo hapo.
Tunaweka soldering hapo. Then tunaisolder.
Ah, basi iko tayari.
Iko tayari.
Haya, sawa.
The packaging line. So my colleague here, Karanja, will take you through the packaging line.
Very good.
Yes. So just before the packaging line, so all the devices go into quality control just to make sure they're running fine. From quality control, you will take you to a very the sound that everything is working, and they come back here into packaging. So, Karanja.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. It is a pleasure hosting you in this packaging area. We don't just package phones, we information. With me is Flo Kinyi.
Hello, Rueda, how are you?
Very good. And these are the factory engineers, Leo and David.
Very good.
So, Rueda, why don't you explain to the president?
Boxes.
Why are these ones enclosed?
I will come to that in a minute.
So we are boxes. Version. We have about 68 staff. Among them, 30 are women, and I am the team leader here. And we are very much delighted to host you today.
Thank you. Your Excellency, here at the packaging line, we have 10 different processes. And here you'll be able to see these 27 processes are in 3 broad categories. You have first and foremost IMEI identification. The second aspect is the preparation of the phone, and then the third aspect, we package the phone. So 3 key broad sections. Here, what these gentlemen are doing is they are encoding the unique identifier for the phones. It's a 15-digit code, an international number that is unique. It is encoded into these devices. We then print that code to the devices. That's what's happening here. And once it's encoded, we also encode the Wi-Fi number and the Bluetooth number. That way, if you're on any Wi-Fi, again, you're able to identify that particular phone. After that, the phone is then now ready to be prepared for packaging. The area over there, as you had asked, once the phone is now encoded and ready to be packaged, we first and foremost put a protective film to ensure that the phone does. When it comes out of that room, it comes out with this finishing. Very nice, smooth finishing, and that's why they have to be in that dust-free, humid area. If you may proceed. Now I'll show you how we package the devices. As you can see, we are printing. This is where now the IME printing happens. We put about 8 different accessories in this device. Maybe we could go there, and you'll see that we have a unique offering. We provide a phone protector as a complimentary to our customers. That way, if you are riding your phone, then exact. So that if you're riding on your border, phone falls, protection. And this is what we offer here. The team is now packaging the various accessories, which include chargers. You have your earphones. You also have other devices. On my left, these are cartons. These gentlemen are these cartons for packaging. And this is what now. And this is what now is this is what now the phone is packaged into.
Okay.
So the gentleman and the lady here are actually
Hello.
responsible for
Hi,
arranging
guys.
for that.
Very good. You can see we can manufacture locally.
And that is
So this is what I was saying to you, Your Excellency. We did it only for launch because we needed it fast. But now we can localize.
exactly.
Yes, so we can localize all.
Your Excellency, if we could, we want to show. Okay. So nikae pande nyingine. Okay. Sawa. We want to, once the phones have.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, we are here.
We're here.
Yeah. So, Your Excellency, this machine here is an automatic weighing machine. It's it's a quality control measure as well. So, for instance, if I were to remove one component, have the phone packaged, and it goes in here, this machine is able to detect a variance of weight by up to 5 grams, automatically rejects it. A well-packaged phone like that one, for instance, when it goes in, it is passed. That way we are able to know that all the components are in. And it's a very good quality control measure.